This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, where I'm perfect and I'm going to teach you how. I'm here with freelance sidekick Keith Habersberger.
Hey.
We got him, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Finally, we've never worked together.
Only a couple episodes after my wife.
That's right. That's right. I did have Becky on first. It was to sort of tease. It was to get the Habersberger tease in there.
Yeah.
And now you're here, and I couldn't be more jazzed, Keith.
I'm excited. This studio is so nice.
Thank you so much.
Everyone must say that.
They do say, yeah, everyone. Obama said
It's
it.
obviously nice.
Hey, all the big guests up in
I'm
heaven.
just saying stuff your audience has already heard, and they're already bored of me.
Keith!
They're like, oh,
Keith,
yeah,
don't get self-conscious.
another guy loving the set. Oh, here we go.
Here's this guy. Yeah, the studio is really nice. It's because it used to belong to a drummer who owned this house. And then my friend Kendall bought this house. And then I rented this studio from her. And so the walls already had this cool wood on it.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
Did the drummer only have drums in here?
I don't know. I think that maybe had other stuff too, like a lot of instruments, but there were like sound panels. Like it was built to have audio in it.
It's a great little sound studio.
Yeah, I know.
Makes sense.
It's like my little creative workshop. It's sort of a tree house of sorts.
I'm working on making my guest house feel more like a creative workplace.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I ordered some standing desks, but they're the kind that also allow you to sit.
My favorite thing about my standing desk is that I barely ever use the standing part, and I spent so much money on it.
Yeah. I'm hoping I sometimes stand. It's because I have all those synthesizers, right?
Yeah.
And there's nowhere to put them because every time I want to play one, I have to clear off a section of desk, route it through and play it. And it's just like, it's so cumbersome. I inevitably won't do it. So I want to get them in a place where they're always sitting, always cabled to whatever speaker system.
Absolutely.
So I can actually play them.
But I also heard recently that like back pain isn't actually that linked to posture. But it was from Kelsey Dara, and I don't actually think that you can trust that
She's not a doctor.
No.
So, especially not a spine doctor.
She's certainly not a spine doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like my creative little space in here. It feels cozy. It feels nice.
I was purchasing my standing desks.
Yeah.
And it was one of the ones that's like, oh, it comes with like a few gifts. And then it's like, do you want to buy these other things too?
Yeah.
And all the way at the very bottom, after you like for this $400 to $600 desk, it was like, would you like to buy an $800 flat treadmill for under the desk? So you're walking?
Yeah, I've heard of these. Yeah. They're like not a full it's just a pad. Like it's low to the ground.
Walk.
And you walk on it.
I've seen them on the internet.
Yeah.
I've only seen like smaller ladies using them. I can't imagine that my gait would allow me to stand on one.
No, you and I can't have that.
I would like get hurt.
That's
because
not for
I thought
big
like
boys.
that's kind of a fun idea.
Yeah.
Now I already have a treadmill. But what if I bought another?
What if I bought another
so
little
that I
treadmill?
could walk while I play my synthesizers?
Yeah. I find that I can only do so many things. Like it's hard to edit and walk at the same time.
I wouldn't try to edit.
That doesn't
But I think if we like grooving and
I think it's really slow. Like I've seen cool vlogs from like coders that are like, this is how I hit 20,000 steps a day.
Right,
and it's like, wow, that's kind of a lot of steps, but they're just always walking.
I think that would be good. I guess I could think. I was thinking this morning, I was actually thinking this, like, could I walk a marathon?
How many steps could that possibly be? I'm going to say, 100% yes.
In
a
bat. Day, though, because it's 26 and a half miles, right? Something like that.
26 miles. We probably walk like what? A mile a minute? You probably walk like a mile in 20 minutes?
When I do my treadmill, I try to do like at least at the slowest a 15-minute mile because I'm often doing like a 8 incline or something, high incline. So if let's say I could just on a flat road do a 18-minute mile, 18 times 26.
So you're running about 3 plus a little bit of extra. So yeah, I mean it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
it's going to be a full ass day.
Yeah, at least it sounds like it's 10 hours or
you
so.
You can run just a little bit.
Yeah, every so often I'll like pick up the pace.
Kick it up a little bit.
But I'm going to every time I do that, I'm getting gassed.
Yeah, it doesn't seem worth it. to be honest.
But I'm wondering if I even could.
If you could, I think if you pushed yourself, you could definitely do it. But I don't know if you should want to.
Becky saw it was only like a 5-hour walk from our house to Pasadena. And I was like, that's faster than I would think.
A 5-hour walk is interesting to me.
I was like, what's the route?
Like, it'd be a horrible walk. You'd be walking on the highway, probably.
I assume you have to walk on the freeway, and I don't want to do that.
That does not sound nice. No, walking in LA is like fun for tiny little short distances, and then you're like, I'm on the highway, and this is not that fun.
I was just thinking today, too. Real thoughts from this morning.
Real thoughts from Keith. Hashtag.
Damn, I'm happy that it's warm in the winter here.
I actually am too. I think that I desire for autumn. I desire for leaves to be changed. But I like that it's like just brisk enough to wear a little coat, but it doesn't have to be cold enough that I'm like fucking iced out.
Like I have a hoodie in my car for after this when it will be just cold enough to wear a hoodie. But right now it's like 71 degrees.
No, that is nice.
And it's almost December. And I love it. Having just been in Detroit and the rest of the world where it was 9 degrees on one of the days we were out, I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is sad. This is why you're sad.
I remember a friend of mine living in Boston. He turned a corner and a cold breeze hit him so hard that he threw up.
He had no other pre-existing conditions that day.
Who knows? Maybe he was hungover or something.
Eaten something bad.
No, but he just like you took a deep breath and he threw up.
I've never gagged on temperature before.
It was so cold he threw up. This is the story he said.
That's funny.
Keith, well, thanks for coming on Perfect Person. Obviously, the audience knows you. They love you. You're Mr. Try Guy, Mr. Lou Burger, Mr. Keith Eats with a Big Spoon.
I eat yum yum.
I'm glad you brought Yum Yum back.
Yeah.
People have been
and then I immediately stopped doing it. I did it like 3 times. I was like, okay, that was good. The Yum Yum only lives when there's just enough food left over that there's not enough to save. Yeah. And there's too much to feel good about throwing away. So I just put it inside of me.
Yeah.
And if there's enough leftovers for another portion the next day, I won't do it.
I really like the one that Becky was behind you shaking her head in. That was really good.
It did better too.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Good performance.
Disapproving. Yeah. So, Keith, obviously the phone's ringing off the hook here.
I bet.
We got to get to these people. But first of all, what qualifies you as a perfect person to answer these people's problems and solve their lives today?
I have been to 49 states of this country.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've met a lot of different people.
At least 20.
I've heard a lot of different problems. I've seen a lot of different houses. I know what people are coming from. Yeah. I've caught a fish in Seattle.
Whoa.
I've seen a sailboat in Maine.
He's gonna sing.
These are both true. And I've eaten barbecue in Texas, and I've been driven off the road in North Dakota.
Driven off the road?
Yeah, you know how I don't know if you know this, but when it snows a lot in North Dakota, which is a very poorly state, it's a poorly funded state.
Yeah,
they only pave one lane of the freeway or the highway.
Oh, okay, got it.
And when a semi wants to get its fucking gear in motion, it'll take that non-snowed lane and it'll kick up all that snow because it's 8 degrees, so it's dry snow, and you can't see. It's called a whiteout. Well, that happened once, and we couldn't see, and then suddenly we saw a pair of taillights in front of us of another car, so we chose to swerve to the right and not hit them, and we plowed right into a snow bank. It was about the best thing we could have plowed into because the car had no damage, and we were fine.
Totally fine.
We were only going 30 miles an hour, but that's enough to die.
Wow.
And I was not wearing a seatbelt because I was asleep. And we had like a big van, and we had like taken one of the seats out so we could make like a bed, and each of us sort of rotated through the bed seat. Right. But the bed seat had no seatbelt.
Yeah.
Because it was a bed.
So your near-death experience sort of crafted the man that you are today.
It was scary.
That is really scary.
Anyway, that's why I can answer anybody's questions.
Well, you heard it here first, everybody. We're going to be taking to the voicemails. As always, if you like the show, then the best thing you can do is to subscribe and rate us on the podcast stores. And if you love the show, you can hit us up on Patreon, where there's a premium episode and also exclusive show called Perfect Person Platinum, where it's wild and sexy, baby.
You can also just Venmo some money straight to Miles Monsignor app.
That Miles Bond, send me that Venmo. Actually, don't, because I believe that tax-wise, it's sort of complicated.
I don't know. As long as you write reimbursement.
Yeah, it's all reimbursement for my time.
That's pro tip for everybody. Every time you
Right, reimbursement.
and when you Venmo anyone, just write in the memo reimbursement.
Oh, I like that.
Because say, oh yeah, they gave me cash. And I just reimburse them.
Yeah, that's good.
Fuck you, feds.
Fuck you, IRS.
Can't catch me.
You hear me? This playing in court
Stop
as I'm
caring about the $200 someone sends someone else. Get over it.
Get over it, guys. All right. The best way to call in is to follow the Instagram at Perfect Person Pod to get details on when we're taking calls. Keith, this is a voicemail from someone who's a little bit into bad boys.
Uh-oh.
And I know that you're sort of one of the baddest boys I know.
I'm pretty bad.
He's bad.
Hi, Miles. My question is just, I want to know how to change my type in men. I'm just only attracted to extremely toxic guys that I can't have or shouldn't have. And yeah, honestly, just the worse they are as a human being, the more I'm interested. And I would love for that to change. So please help me. Thanks. Bye.
So we're going to give this person a call in a second, Keith, but what's your first instinct here?
I don't know. They know this about them.
Yeah, but they just can't get enough of that wacky, bad attitude.
Normally, you the first step is pointing out to someone to help them realize it, but they've realized it.
They're living the nightmare. What
do you think they want out of a relationship?
I think that they probably want something a little naughty. They like that it's wrong.
So is there a guy type who's bad enough, but not too bad? Bad's bad to the bone, but not bad to their friends.
Like they used to be in sort of a biker gang, but now they donate to charity.
Right. Or even during the day, they are a tattoo artist, but at night they volunteer at a puppy shelter.
Ooh, yeah. The nighttime, the third shift puppy volunteer. Yeah.
I don't, how are we going to help her?
Oh, Keith, you're just,
I immediately feel like I can't help her.
Keith, get it. Buckle in, baby.
Okay.
Buckle in, because we're about to help this caller.
They know you're calling them?
Yeah.
They're ready for this?
They're ready for this, Keith.
Hello.
Hello. You called Perfect Person because you love bad boys, and we're going to tell you how to fix it. Where are you calling from? Also, I'm here with Keith Habersberger.
And we called you.
Yep.
Hello. I'm calling from Vancouver, Canada.
Oh.
Canada.
Okay. Well, there's your first...
There's your first fact. He was going to say there's your first problem, but he held himself.
I have been to Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's very cold and wet.
So I have never been to Vancouver.
What did you think about the men here?
What did I think about the men there?
Yeah.
They looked like men in Seattle. And by that, I mean, they have this kind of punky, they are wet because it's often raining. And they
soaking, they're sopping wet.
There is something about their style that feels like it's from the 90s still.
Yeah, you've nailed it on the head. That's pretty accurate.
And what's your name?
My name is Taylor.
So Taylor, tell us about, not about your ideal man, but tell us about somebody you've dated recently that was sort of a bad boy, sort of a toxic personality. And then tell us what you loved about him.
Mm-hmm. Well, to start off, he was a DJ.
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah, not a great start. Really into drugs, partying. Yeah, I honestly don't know if I can name a good quality.
Gotcha. And sort of what?
Well, he was the life of the party.
The life of the party. The DJ of the party.
You go.
Yeah, there you go. So are you sort of in the DJ booth doing a little dance move as this guy's shredding on the 8-track?
Absolutely, 100%. I met him at a music festival in Vancouver, actually.
Okay.
He was in a Speedo. Just that.
Okay.
It was kind of that, we were mutual friends, and everyone you can't meet each other. This isn't going to go well. We know exactly what's going to happen.
Got it.
And as soon as we met, he made it way too intriguing by saying that. And yeah, it all kind of began there.
Yeah, I've definitely dated the person where your friends are kind of just you do not date them. Do not date them. It'd be too crazy if you guys dated. And you're just okay.
Yeah, I never would have been interested if they wouldn't have said that, but they made it a challenge.
Yeah, and then you're maybe I can change this person from the DJ that they are to the to the DJ in their heart.
To be honest, I'm a huge red flag too, so it was just two people that it was going to be so toxic, and it was.
Did you say you're a huge red flag too?
Absolutely.
Why are you a red flag?
Yeah, tell us why.
I'm also like the life of the party, like terrified of commitment kind of
Okay.
person. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend me to a friend.
Interesting. You're the life of the party and you're terrified of commitment. Well, tell us about how you're the life of the party first, and then we'll get into the commitment part, baby, because obviously I'm not a therapist, because I'm better than a therapist. And we're going to work out your issues live, Keith.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think we just asked her to tell us something.
I go out just to like have fun, not to, I don't know, like be responsible. I'll just go kind of insane and do whatever I want all the time.
You like to lose control a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose yourself in the music in the moment.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But trying to reel it back a little bit now. So now that's why I'm like calling in that I need to like start making some of these changes because this is not leading in a great direction.
Okay. So you've talked a lot of negative about yourself. What do you like excel at? What are your strengths?
In relationships or just in life?
In everything.
Yeah.
What like if you were trying to advertise yourself in a positive way, how would you do so?
Mm.
I'm very passionate, very loving, outgoing, accepting of people.
You're a bad girl who is into bad guys, but you're sort of, you don't sound like you're too toxic. It just sounds like you're wild. You love to get out there, get your hands dirty, and scoop up every bad boy at the club that you can possibly bring back home to roost.
Exactly. And now I'm getting to the point in life where I'm like, I don't need to keep going for these insane guys. I'm not a kid anymore. I kind of want something a little bit more serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm only attracted to these guys that I'm not supposed to have or are just not amazing people.
Gotcha. So what I'm hearing is that you want the bad boy archetype, but with a different personality downloaded into the brain. Now, I've got a couple hot tips here that I think is going to really tickle your fancy. Keith, have you heard of firefighters? Because they're kind of bad boys in that they fight fire.
I feel like you're straying too far. You aren't listening to her, Miles. What I'm hearing is you like musicians.
Yeah.
As well. And people in like that creative field, but musicians, they need to be the center of attention. They need to be stars. They have tattoos. They're cool. They're invited to cool things. They go to cool stuff. What you are looking for in a stable relationship is a music engineer.
Okay.
They're former lead guitarists or lead bass players. They can play drums. They normally are very good at everything. They're very, very smart. They have an actual like career. And they're like the studio engineers, the music, the people who no longer are the stars, but the people who are laying down all the tracks on the rest of it. And they're really very cool people who still get to go to all those cool experiences.
Right.
But they're trustworthy.
Yeah. They're going to the cool things, but they don't need to be out on the dance floor as a foot soldier because they're the mastermind. They're behind the scenes sort of watching it all take place.
And they're still bad.
And they're still a little bit bad. Yeah. I like that, key.
Have you tried to date any sound engineers?
Sound engineers? No. I've yet to do that one.
Okay.
I think sound engineers is a good call, Keith, but I also think that you could go for sort of a big buff bad boy with a heart of gold.
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack or firefighter to me is like they're doing things that they might be a little bit bad, but ultimately it's wholesome at its core. It's cutting down trees, which I guess we don't stand, but it is also fighting fires.
Well, you have to cut down some trees.
You got to cut down some. Some of these guys just won't get out of here.
They're just too big.
That's going to be the pull quote from the episode. You have to cut down some trees.
Well, I'm in Canada, so the lumberjacks here are plentiful.
Oh my God, a Canadian lumberjack kind of sounds pretty hot if you ask me.
Yeah, I'd be down, but I like the challenge. As soon as it works out, I lose interest.
And look, I've been in this situation before where I feel like I'm I'm going for the challenge card only because I'm like, because if it were to work out, then I would have to be like satisfied. And sometimes that's the scariest thing of all.
Yeah, that brings us to the commitment thing. Maybe I'm just not ready.
Maybe you're just not ready to settle down, but you don't have to settle down yet. But maybe it's important to remember that it's like, yeah, if you are looking for these sort of challenge boys, then have fun, enjoy it, challenge yourself away. But when you're looking to settle down, maybe notate the fact that the idea of being in something that seems stable and good seems intimidating.
Okay, that was very good advice. I appreciate it.
What is your career? Like, what's your like passion that you're doing?
So I'm a server currently, but I'm actually going for my sommelier and heading into the wine industry.
Oh, there are bad wine boys all over the place that know a shit ton about wine and that are going to talk your ear off.
Aren't they like old little Frenchmen?
Are you an old little French man?
Bam, Keith.
I mean, yeah, a lot of them are. But
but maybe a young Frenchman.
There's going to be younger ones. And also, like, maybe you could become friends with a whiskey distributor.
Yeah, Keith. I like that. But I think in the alcohol world, there's definitely people that are like, I got into this for the party of it all. But I found love.
Well, as long as he has tattoos and he likes the wines I do, I'm game.
Yeah, you got a one-track mind, but honestly, I respect the hell out of it, Taylor. Taylor, thanks so much for calling in. You have a fantastic day. Get out there and find your bad boy with a heart of gold. And when you're looking to settle down, just go for the gold.
Will do. Thank you both so much.
You're welcome.
If you listen to this show, then you know that I'm all about having my healthy bases covered. I had blood work done recently, and I was surprised to know that I was vitamin D deficient. And vitamin D deficiency can have all sorts of strange side effects that I really was not aware of until I had my blood work done. And so taking a multivitamin, like the Ritual multivitamin for men, is kind of great in just knowing that you have all your bases covered. Gaps in the diet shouldn't be ignored. Over 97% of women aged 19 to 50 are not getting enough vitamin D from their diet, and 95% are not getting the recommended daily intake of key omega-3s. Essential for Women 18 and up was shown to increase vitamin D levels by 43% and omega-3 DHA levels by 41% in 12 weeks. And this is great, right? Because I'm somebody who was vitamin D deficient, but being able to take Ritual just has me know that I am getting everything that I need in case my lifestyle or my work-life balance is skewed and wild, which, you know, when your lifestyle's crazy, you might need a little bit of extra this or a little bit of extra that, and Ritual has got you covered. I mean, obviously, it's super easy to take. I like it. It comes in really aesthetically pleasing packaging. Right now, Ritual is offering my listeners 10% off for your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/perfect-person and turn healthy habits into a ritual. That's 10% off at ritual.com/perfect-person. Make sure you're getting everything you need, babies. Boom, Keith.
You think we did a good job?
Another happy customer.
I don't feel like
Another satisfied patient.
I've never thought of sommeliers as being the people who want the bad boy motorcycle DJs.
Well, people have multitudes, Keith.
I guess so. And you know what? When people drink wine, they go, that tastes like dirt. I like it.
They get wild.
They're like, that's got notes of dirt and piss.
Have you ever got...
I'm not even kidding. That's
cat piss.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten buck wild drinking wine?
Oh, one Thanksgiving. I was like 19 or 20, and I went to my friend's house. And now my friend, I didn't know him super well. I had gone to high school with him. And it was one of those times coming back from college, and I was like high school friends were hanging out. And I went to his house, and all this time, because he'd always dressed like with metal bands with ripped sleeve shirt. He always had tousled hair.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this guy's, he was like middle class guy, lower middle class family. That was just the vibes I got from him. And I went to his house, and he was the richest kid I apparently knew. He had a ridiculous mansion, and he just dressed that way as sort of a counterculture to his parents and his lifestyle. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow, you're loaded. It just blew my mind. And we showed up after Thanksgiving, and they were like drinking wine. And so they gave us wine, and the dad got so drunk. He's like, we should drink the good wine. And I was like, should we? And he started pulling down like $300, $500 bottles of wine, and we were just drinking it.
Oh, that's
and
the
I was
best.
too young to appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I got super drunk.
Yeah, I just feel like I've never really I've never gotten deep into wine, but maybe I should.
I like wine.
Yeah.
It's good.
I feel like I want to know more about it because it's a fancy man thing, but I don't. I feel like much like coffee, mechanical keyboards, I think that if I just got opened up into that world, I'd be deeply into it.
I think you could fall down a hole, but
the well.
But there's definitely something that every person goes through at like age 25 and above, where someone hands you a wine list and you're like, okay, now to pretend I know what to do with this.
No fucking idea.
And then they do the who's tasting, and someone points to you and you're like, oh fuck. Yes,
yeah.
me. I will pretend that I'm gonna say anything but yes to whatever you serve me.
Yeah, as if I was gonna say no.
Like, what would I do? Say I don't like it?
No.
If I don't like it, it's my fault.
Exactly. If I don't like it, that's on me.
I shouldn't have ordered it because that's a character. That's what it's supposed to taste like.
It could taste like total shit.
I had one time where I said, I think something's wrong with this. And I was correct.
Really?
Every so often, a bottle will basically get almost carbonated by being like the pressure in it when it's bottled is wrong. And it actually is carbonated. And it was red wine. And I was like, this red wine tastes bubbly. And they were like, it does. And like, it does. And then Becky took a say like, it does. And like, that's wrong. Let me get you another bottle. And I was like, wow. I felt like a star.
That's huge for the Somm to be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But my friends Kelly and Zach came over to my house one time, and it was really early on in friendship. I had met once before, but I was like, it was like a sparkling, fun friendship. I was like, ooh, so excited to be friends with these new friends. They came over to our house for a party, and they brought a sparkling red. And I was like, oh my, this is so cool. And we start chatting, and they've been at the party for maybe 30 seconds. And I go, let me open this up. Let's all pour ourselves a glass. And they go, well, it was rolling around just a little, so it might just be a little extra carbonated. As soon as I twist it once, it, boom, explodes foam. Foam all over me, bright red foam, because it's sparkling red, and it fucking carbonated in the, like, as soon as the pressure was released, it went and like expanded all over me. It looked like I had been shot in the chest. It was crazy. And they just immediately were like, we have to go. They felt so bad, but it was so funny, and we all died laughing, and they're with some of my closest friends. But it was just like the sparkling red that explodes. It was
I wouldn't expect it to foam like a root beer.
It did almost like, but it was like thick foam,
like a root beer.
I guess like a root beer. All right, we've got. This is going to be classic because you always talk about your daddy stuff without a recipe, right?
Is this a daddy issue thing?
This is about a dad gift.
Oh,
what to get a daddy?
Hi, Miles. So my problem is I do not know what to get my dad for Christmas. He's given me and my sister like a couple ideas of like some tools and stuff that he needs because he's like handyman. But it's so expensive and I don't have a lot of money. So I need cheap ideas that he will like.
Get him a gun. Thanks for calling in. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to give him a gun. Don't get him a gun.
Jesus Christ.
We'll give her a call here.
Get him a gun he can rob and get whatever tools he wants for any price.
Hello. Thanks for calling in. We heard you had a daddy that needed a gifty.
I do.
I'm here with Keith Habersberger, freelance sidekick of the day.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Jesus, Keith. Come on, say hello.
Hi. I said hi. I have a question. First off, you said you don't have a lot of money. What's your budget?
Yeah.
What's your budget?
What's the budget? Let's start figuring this out.
Yeah.
Maybe like 50 at the most.
50.
50 is a great amount for a gift.
That's a good gift. Okay. Yeah. Does your dad like to eat?
Yeah.
Does he like meat or nah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now tell us what your relationship is like with your daddy and what type of archetype does he fill?
Yeah.
Well, he like flips houses and stuff. And he has like an Etsy shop that he makes wood products and things like that.
Oh.
So I know it'd be cool to like get him something for that, but all the things that he says he wants for that are like really expensive.
Does he have a big butane torch?
I don't know.
Yeah, is he a cooker? Does he like to cook or cook for your family, or is he mostly just sort of in the wood game?
Mostly just in the wood game.
And your relationship is like what? Are you guys close, or is it sort of like, Dad, who are you? This stranger that has birthed me, you know?
I'd say somewhere in the middle
Somewhere.
of close and stranger.
Gotcha.
Classic dad relationships.
This is a classic dad relationship. You can't quite get a grip on it.
Well, obviously, my first suggestion is for you to buy my hot sauce. It's a great gift for dads. I
That's
always
right,
say it's a
Keith.
good gift for it's a great gift for dads.
Yeah.
You get 3 bottles. I
Mm-hmm.
think with the shipping, it's like $36 or $38. What a steal. Well under budget. You can use that last $12 to buy him a bucket of fried chicken.
Yeah. So I think that that's a good place to start, Keith.
But if you don't want to support me,
If you don't want to support Keith, but you do, I find that the gifts I get for my dad sometimes are quick fixes to problems that I've noticed he has.
ooh,
I'm sure that my dad's listening to this. And one gift I got him, my dad was like, he was using cheap little Apple earpods. For years, he would watch TV shows on his laptop. And he would always have one of them hanging out because he was like, well, I like to hear in case anyone's sneaking up on me, in case an assassin or something is coming up. He wants to be able to, crack the neck of the assassin. So he would have one earpod. So I got him open back over the ear headphones. So not only is it great sound quality, I was working at a headphone store at the time, but you can also hear everything that's going on outside, and the sound quality is fantastic.
Right.
And that was a great gift. He's still, to this day, is using them. So is there any problems your dad has that we can fix right now with the power of market capitalism?
Honestly, anything that he needs to buy for himself, he just gets anyways, and then
Yeah.
he just debuts it without letting any of us know. Like, he just bought a pair of slippers and just walked out, and we're all like, oh, where'd you get those slippers? And
Okay.
yeah, he just bought like a foot massage. Like, he just buys anything for himself without saying what he
Your dad loves to relax is the image I'm getting. Slippers, a foot
Kind of.
massager.
slippers.
This is
Yeah.
a daddy that loves to freaking tuck in. I think a good dad gift for this type of thing. Does your dad drink?
Yeah.
I think that a bottle of little, I mean, you didn't seem that enthusiastic about this.
yeah, sure.
Honestly, Keith, my brain has been slowly working since we started this call.
Yeah.
And I've got it.
What is it?
What do you get for a daddy that has it all? A grab dag.
Ooh.
Grab.
A dag
little bit of-
grab.
A grab
A little
bag?
bit of it all for the dag that you're going to get a bag. You give him a little gift parcel and you get him a bunch of those fancy little airplane bottles of fancy whiskey. And then you also get him a
Okay.
fucking shart ton of batteries.
Mm-hmm.
And you get him maybe like a little flashlight. You could get him a little bath bomb. It does seem like your daddy likes to relax. You could get him a musky candle for his sort of dad evening activities.
One of those small shooters of Fireball whiskey.
Ooh, small shooter
Yeah.
Fireball whiskey. A wooden spoon that's just a fish spatula that's just so nice.
A tank of propane from Lowe's.
The last tank of propane in the thing. I think you should just get him a couple. Like, sometimes, honestly, a bunch of small stuff is better than one big thing. Obviously, it requires a little bit more effort on your part to put it all in the grab dag, but I think that it's going to be worth it.
Right. Like stocking stuffers, but make it like one big.
Yeah.
gift
Stocking
basket
stuffer,
thing.
but
Ooh,
make it stuff.
And
Yeah.
make it fun like those LOL surprise toys for kids and individually wrap every little thing into the bag.
Oh, yeah.
And wrap it a few times.
He would be so annoyed by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the joy
Mhm.
that he'll have when he
Yeah.
thinks back on it
He's
and be
gonna
like,
love
oh,
it.
that was kind of funny.
Yeah, he's going to love it.
And he'll never forget.
No.
You could also just promise to go with him to Lowe's for the next 10 times he goes.
Oh, that's not bad either.
Be like, you want a Lowe's, buddy?
Daddy-daughter time at the Home Depot.
yeah.
/ Lowe's.
/ Lowe's. We prefer Lowe's.
We prefer Lowe's, yeah. We don't like Home Depot anymore.
Yeah. Although sometimes Home
right.
Depot
More
does
convenient.
have what you
There
need.
go, more
And
convenient.
Lowe's, I know. That's
I
tough.
know, it's a whole. But yeah, I think that the grab dag is going to be what you're going to want to lead with. But it does seem like your dad's a guy who likes to relax on the low.
Mhm.
And I find for somebody of that stature, coffee is also good. Like a nice little coffee mug or a nice little, all this stuff. This could all go in the grab
Oh,
dag.
what
Yeah.
about that Ember mug?
Oh,
Those aren't
Keith,
$50.
they're
though.
not $50.
They're like $85.
Oh, sweetie.
120.
They're 120.
Damn.
But they are worth it. I think that's arguably the best gift
Would
of all
you
time.
sell her your Ember mug for $50?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't part with it for $1,000. I would, but I actually have 2 Ember mugs. I have the Ember mug traveling.
Oh, so you can just give one to me. You don't need 2.
No, because you need 2 to do the proper 2-cup Ember experience. Ember's really got to fucking start shoveling money. I feel like I have personally converted so many people to get this thing.
I didn't even know about it.
There's an Ember travel and there's an Ember regular. I make a Chemex. 1 cup goes in the Ember regular. 1 cup goes in the Ember travel. So as soon as I'm done with the first cup, I have a piping hot cup on the second cup.
And you get to dial in the exact temperature. What temperature do you like?
135.
Is that how that must burn your mouth?
No. It's perfect, Keith. It's exactly under the temperature that would burn my mouth. I know that from countless experiments of burning my mouth in my house.
Did you put it at 136? Oh, yep, that's a burn.
Ow, that's too hot. Yes, exactly. Well, anyway, we hope the grab dag was good enough for your dad. So, happy Christmas.
And if you forget to do
Christmas.
it, just get some.
Keith's soap.
Keith's hot
sauce.
Keith's hot sauce.
Keith's hot sauce for dads.
Mm-hmm.
How's that
Both
for
good
a promotion?
options, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Keith's hot sauce for dads. The only hot sauce that your dad's
gonna say, "Who's this guy?
Who's this guy? This guy's from the internet?" It's like a bunch of dads.
Oh boy, I guess. Thanks.
Oh boy, I wonder if it's good. Thanks for calling, and you have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. All right, here we go. This is someone who's suffering from an evil stepsister.
Suffering.
Cinderella
over here.
That's right. Cinderella,
Okay.
give me one more time.
Hey, yo, Miles and associate freelance sidekick. I have a big problem for you to solve. I have a kind of sort of stepsister who's about to come into town for the week. And boy, did she make it feel like hell around here. She's kind of an asshole. So I was wondering if you had any advice on how me and my sister should deal with her. Let me know.
This
okay,
is
bye.
fun. This one's
Very
spicy.
Spicy. There's a villain that needs to be vanquished.
I just want to ask what they've done.
I know.
I don't really want to give advice. I just want to hear the tea.
Keith wants the hot goss. To me, it's like, sometimes you just got to get that goss, Keith.
Tell me what's so bad about them.
Oh, she's gonna tell you.
Hello?
Thanks for calling in to Perfect Person.
Oh my God.
It's your host, Miles Bonsignore, and I'm here with Keith Habersberger.
What's up?
Now, tell me.
Oh my God, Keith.
Hey, how's it going?
It's Keith.
How you doing?
Hold on, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. This is my sister.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Are we talking to both sisters right now?
Yeah.
Or maybe there's more?
Yes.
Okay, we're with both sisters. Now, tell us about the problem that you have. You have an evil stepsister that's coming into town?
Yes.
Well, I want to know the top 3 worst things she's ever done.
Rank them.
Okay, so we don't know her super well. We've only been around her a couple times because she doesn't live with us.
Okay.
She lives on the other side of the country. So it's my mom's boyfriend's daughter.
Got it.
Okay, so you're not actually...
So you're not related physically.
She's not your stepsister
No,
yet.
not totally.
She's just a girl.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right?
But probably going to be stepsister.
Oh,
in the
it's
future.
getting serious.
Okay, now we're teetering dangerously close because there's 2 of you and there's one of her. We're teetering dangerously close to her being Cinderella and there's 2 evil stepsisters.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure we're not in that territory.
What
now,
has she done that's so bad?
Yeah, she's always cleaning the floors wrong.
No.
She brought me nuts when everyone knows I like chips.
No, so she came last Christmas.
Yeah.
And she was just kind of really, really rude and disrespectful towards us. And we welcomed her into our home. And we were trying to be really nice and involve her with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just really rude. She kind of I don't know. I'm trying to think of everything.
I like sexist.
She's really, she makes a lot of passive aggressive, mean girl comments about our opinions on stuff. She'll make digs I don't like the color pink. It's not a badass color. And my bedroom's all colored pink.
Got it. She's kind of got an emo vibe, a little goth vibe.
She's opposite. She's a gym girly and she's really Republican.
Oh, you hate to see that. You hate to see a Republican gym girly. Yeah, no, that's not what we want.
What is the political affiliation of your family?
My mom's very Republican, but me and my sister are a lot more left leaning.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
I'm gay,
So
Right, yeah, that makes it.
If you're gay, that it's a better party to be a part of.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I would say
It's definitely a better situation. Okay, well, so here's the thing: you don't want to. You want to try to figure out a way to get through the holidays. But also, you don't want to be in your house and have this weird stepsister making problems for you and making you feel belittled. Yes?
Yeah, luckily she's only here for a week. She's not going to be here on Christmas, but she'll be here the week, next week. Oh, yeah, she does try to divide the family a little bit.
She tries to divide the family. She's a mole.
She's not happy. She's not happy with the fact that her dad is living with us. And she doesn't like us. Where does she live?
Yeah, where's she live?
She lives on the other side of the country with her mom and her boyfriend or something like that.
Oh,
so, and that's on her. She could live over here if she wanted to.
So,
I see.
Got it. Now, I feel like, to me, you might have to kill her with a little bit of kindness and spice. Now, first, you got to give her the kindness, right? You don't have to be you don't have to be friends with her, but I think being friendly with her is probably going to get you more goodwill than trying to like be passive aggressive back to her, right? Like obviously she's the one being rude, but I think that it might create more of an issue if she's like, I don't like the color pink. And we're like, yeah, well, we don't like you. And you guys sort of put your arms together and stand back to back.
Like, yeah, Mary-Kate and Ashley
like,
Olsen or something.
Yeah.
Mary-Kate and Ashley style.
Yeah. So I think that you're going to want to ask her questions about her life because that's going to put you in good graces because honestly, narcissistic people generally like talking about themselves. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you can just be like, hey, what have you been up to recently? She's going to go off and she's going to be like, wow, we had a really good talk. But honestly, the real secret, she was the only one that did the talking.
But what if Miles?
You're so right.
Here we go.
What's going on with you lately? She says, nothing.
You're like, oh, that's cool. Anything going on at school?
No.
All right, cool. Good talk. Like you don't have to put, you don't have to put in that much effort.
It's tough.
It's a passive effort.
What I'm hearing is it sounds like, both of you have complicated family dynamics, especially because you're living with her dad, but she's just your mom's boyfriend. There's no ain't no ring on no finger yet.
Ain't no ring on that finger.
She's also living with her mom
there
with some other boyfriend. I think probably that, and is she an only child?
Yes.
So she's sort of like spinning in like, I don't know. I don't know what family dynamics are. I've got to go across the country and stay with these two sisters who have each other and they're happy and they don't probably like me and I don't even want to go, but I have to go because I got to see my dad for the holidays and I do want to see my dad.
Yeah.
She's probably miserable. And I don't know what the actual advice here is for you other than I think you should try to do something nice for her.
Yeah.
And if she takes the bait, it'll make it an easy week.
Exactly.
And if she doesn't, you don't have to be nice to her anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like you want to do the due diligence. So in the court of family, you can't be like, well, you were also being rude. Like you don't want to create a situation where you're being toxic back, but you do want to put in just a little bit of effort. And if that effort is squashed by this evil stepsister, then you don't have to continue putting effort anymore. But you have to at the very least go into the situation being kind and empathetic to the situation that she probably doesn't want to be there anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you know what her favorite food is?
Yeah, what's her favorite food? Probably like beef.
Oh, I have no idea.
Maybe you could ask the boyfriend father that you have.
Yes.
And see if you can eke out something that she would like so that like the day she comes in, she arrives to something that is very thoughtful from you. And then if
that's
she's
a good idea.
She's a huge bitch after that. You clearly went out of your way to do something nice and you can be like, okay, well,
we got you DiGiorno stuffed crust pizza.
Yeah. Well, we'll try. We'll put in the effort at first, and if it doesn't go off, well, we'll just give up after that.
Yeah. And if nothing else, it's a week long. You two have each other. You can just try to play nice in front of her, and then you can talk mean about her when she's gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Talking behind someone's back can be actually a good thing.
Life is, some people suck. You can't do anything
some
about
people
it. You can
suck.
try.
Yeah, you're right.
All you can do is try. From one of the try
From one
guys.
of the try boys.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta try.
Sometimes you just gotta try. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Mary Kate and Ashley. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now be careful
Thank
with all
you.
your crazy international adventures.
Be crazy. Have fun.
Thank you so much.
You always have to lead with empathy and then follow it up with spice.
Yeah.
You can definitely go into almost every situation being empathetic and thoughtful about that person's feelings and actions. But it's like, okay, once you've done it for just a teensy bit of time, then it's like, there's no, like, I'm not gonna, you know.
You can be like, look, I tried to be nice to you. You didn't want it. So let's just not talk.
Yeah. We don't have to now.
We don't have to hang out.
We don't have to hang out at all.
You can go to the movies every day.
Right.
We'll see when you get back.
Exactly. But I think that but I do find often with people like that, if you put in just a little bit of base effort, you don't have to be best friends. But if you put in a little bit of base effort.
And a lot can change in a year.
Oh, that's
they
true.
Haven't seen her in a year.
It could be like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Maybe
Right?
she's totally changed. The summer that changed our lives.
Because I don't know how old they are. But it sounded to me like they were late high school or college.
Yeah.
And that's a real time of growth for people.
Oh,
People
my God.
can really change.
Absolutely. All right, Keith. Well, we've got one more question here. It's a dating question. Now, both of you and I are married.
Yeah. We've dated.
We've dated.
Once or twice.
And we were so good at it that we won. We beat it.
We ended the dating game.
We ended the dating
Hey,
game.
Miles.
Hi.
I have kind of a time-sensitive problem here.
Oh,
Good
shit,
thing
we
I'm
better call her
supposed to go
back.
on a date with this guy tonight, but I showed a picture of him to my friend, and she has already matched with him on a different app. I matched with him on Hinge. She matched with him on Tinder. He's been hitting her up on Tinder at like 2 a.m., wanting her to come over. She has not met him, but now I'm like, can I go on a date with this man? Please help me. Bye.
We need more details.
This is the spice I've been looking for.
He's looking for that. God. They're on the date. I talked to him.
Hello.
Hello. You called perfect person because you've got a Tinder swindler on your hands.
I really do, Miles. I need help here.
I'm here with Keith Habersberger, freelance sidekick of the day.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Keith.
He's sort of one of the internet guys. He's probably how you know who I am.
I don't know. You might not know him.
Maybe not.
Okay.
So, all right, we need some more details. So tell us in your own word what's going on, and also what was the context of his messages to your friend?
So, I've been messaging this guy for like maybe 2 weeks ish, and we've been chatting back and forth. It's been going well, and then scheduled a date for tonight at 7. And then
Got it.
my friend Jayla asks to see a picture of this guy, right? So I'm like, ooh, yes, going out with him, it's going to be great. Show her a picture. She goes, oh no, Molly, I know this guy. Yeah. So I show her a picture of him. She's like, okay, Molly, he's been like messaging me. So she's on Tinder. I'm on Hinge. So we're on different apps.
Got it.
So on Tinder, I feel like that's more of the hookup-y,
Sure.
see where you at kind of thing, and Hinge is more of the relationship-y kind of thing is where I'm at. So on Tinder, he's been messaging her like, hey, what are you doing at like 2 a.m.? And yeah. So then I'm like, well, shit, the date is in 3 hours. Haven't messaged the man yet. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so here's my first thought. We're just launching full force investigation into this, by the way. I want you to know the Perfect Person Corporation is taking this quite seriously. So,
Thank you.
So
I feel supported.
So are his messages to her sketchy other than the fact that he was just asking her what she was up to at 2 a.m.? Or were they scummy in other ways? Or was it mostly just that he was asking late at night, which is obviously like maybe that's most likely
That's
like
definitely
a booty call
you
hours,
up,
like
you
a hey
up,
you up thing.
you up.
But other than that, was there scumminess to them?
No, it was just like you up. It's 2 a.m. Whatever.
Okay.
And also crucial detail. They have never met up.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
I feel like that's crucial.
As someone who was in the game, I actually think that this is okay evidence that you've presented. I don't think that this nullifies his case. I think that it's like, if you're in college and you're on date, are you guys in college?
No, we're like 25, 26.
Okay,
but
got it.
we're in the date. All of us, we have a group chat of girls that are all like single, dating.
Right.
We're on the apps. We're doing the things.
Okay, so if you're single, you're dating, you're getting out there, I actually don't think that messaging someone late at night that you like had matched with that you've been messaging, is it the classiest move? No, but hey, sometimes class is out of session, Keith.
Yeah.
So I also agree with Miles. I think here's the thing. He's not in a relationship.
Yeah.
And he is on dating apps to meet people. And he is, at 2 a.m, apparently sometimes he's horny. Hey, I bet
same.
I bet some of the people on your group thread are
Keith,
too.
I'm willing to admit, sometimes at 2 a.m, I'm horny.
And I think, and I think if you have had nice conversations with a guy for 2 weeks, but you're not in a relationship with him, he's probably, and you are probably also messaging other people in this time. And you're like trying to find someone you might be interested in. Right. Because you don't know if this person you're going on a date with is right, but you're going to go on a date with them. And that's a cool, huge step. Yeah. Now, obviously, if you go on this date, do not mention this, that that he's messaging your friend, because then now you get to test him after the fact. Yeah, because your friend is a spy now. You have all the leverage. That's right. You just go on the date. If you have a great time, awesome. But you find out if he's still and if it goes on and progresses to become something more serious, then you should probably be like, hey, I'm gonna probably stop messaging other people on my apps. That's right. I don't know if you are ready to do that too, but I'd like to keep going on dates with you. And I personally, out of just good faith as a promise to you, I'm not going to message anybody else because I like you. Yeah. And then maybe he will say the same thing. Maybe he won't. But you have an inside man. Yeah. And look, in the Wild West of dating, it's like people be messaging each other. They're getting all over the place. Yeah. So it's like, I think this is actually kind of a good thing, because you're like, oh, okay. All right. I've got a little background detail. And obviously the date's going to decide a lot. But if the date goes well, I wouldn't use this as negative in your mind. This is just kind of how it do be. Hang it. Right. Yeah. And I would say,
well, and this is single life too. That's what I was telling my friends.
We're
all messaging people,
That's right.
And I think, it even if you go on this date and it goes great and he messages your friend in 3 days, I don't think that's necessarily a bad sign. Yeah. I think that's just what internet dating is. Yes. And I think once you have gone on 5 dates or something, and it's maybe you're once you're even calling each other every day or trying to see each other multiple times a week, I think then, I don't want you messaging other people. Well, I think it's just about communication. So it's like when something gets a little bit more serious, then you make the decision to talk to them about, hey, I'm probably going to delete my apps. But I also think that you can't know that they've done that until you've had that conversation, especially if it's only been a couple days. Right. Because there's also so many different types of casual dating. There's people that are just casually dating several people at the same time. Yeah. There's people who are only locking it in for one and they're casually dating that one person. You just kind of got to feel it out after a couple dates and then maybe talk about it if it feels right. Yeah. I think just compare them to yourself. Yeah. If you are still going to message somebody after your date with him, you can't be upset if he's messaging someone else after their date with you. Yeah.
True. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is a big self-reflective moment.
That's
great.
Right, Keith. Yeah. That's what it is.
And I think though, you wouldn't know this information if this hadn't happened to be a situation where your friend, matched with them too. Just go. Try to have a fun date. Try not to think about this other thing. Try to actually connect with a person in real life, because that's the most fun type of connection you can have. Just get to know them. Totally. And then maybe you hate him.
Maybe you hate him.
Maybe he sucks in your life, and then you get to be the inside man for your friend.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah. And now, besides being horny at 2 a.m., what else do we know about this guy?
Well, honestly, it was kind of fun because he uses different pictures on Tinder. So I got to see both his Tinder profile and his Hinge profile.
Oh, so you got to see his hot bod too.
Yeah, his body pics.
Yes, I did. Yes. He did have the same main picture, which I thought was very funny. But he's, what do I know about him? He's a software engineer. He's 27. He's only cute with a beard. Without the beard, he looks like a child. I'm sorry if that's mean.
No, it's true for me too. It's true for me too.
It's okay.
Look, I'll say it. I'm horny at 2 a.m. and I also look like a baby without a beard.
It's okay to have your preferences.
He seems nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think it'll be fine.
Where are you guys going?
We're going to this little, well, I guess now that I am going, we are going to this little cocktail bar place. Usually I'm a beer girl, but we'll go for cocktails.
What kind of cocktail do you think you're going to get?
Yeah, that's a good question, Keith.
Well, I've been to this place before, and they have a, like, bartender's choice thing. So you just tell them, I want a gin cocktail that is more forward, and then they just make you something, and
great.
it's like $16.
Yeah,
so I would love for him to buy that for me.
I love a bar where you just. I went to a bar and they were just like, tell us adjectives, and we'll
$16. You must live in a city.
Yeah, do you live in Brooklyn?
Yeah, we're in Seattle.
Ain't no rural town.
Ain't no
rural town with a 16. No, you're in a real city. Well, that's fun. At least you have some cool stuff to do in Seattle.
Yeah.
Great music. There's lots of concerts you can go see together. There's other ways to bond after this.
Totally.
After this cocktail.
That's damn right, Keith.
Exactly.
Get him to buy you something tasty to eat too.
Oh yeah. Make sure he fills you up.
Drinking a meal, at least a bar bite.
Okay. Okay.
Make sure you get.
He's a software engineer. He's got money. He's got enough money.
I know, that's what I'm
to buy you things.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Seattle too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Well, but also how crazy that we're in Seattle, this giant city, and it's the same guy. I don't get it.
It's not that crazy.
It's not that
you
crazy.
And your friend probably have some similar interests. Therefore, like probably the algorithm thinks you're the same person.
Yeah. It's like, oh, these two people. Yeah. Well, anyway, have fun on this date and let us know how it goes.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for the advice. Thanks for coming back.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Have fun. Bye-bye.
I feel like we knocked that one out of the park.
Keith, that was hot.
I think we were fumbling all over the place with these other people. And this one, we really crushed it.
Keith, we got in there. We put our little gun straight up into the TV and we hit Duck Hunt.
Yeah. I just played Big Bug Hunter the other day.
You did?
With Becky.
Oh, Big Bug Hunter is good, but it's broken in a lot of bars.
Yeah. I actually have good advice for us people who are late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Go on a high school date. What I mean by that is
so fun.
Go mini golfing.
Yeah.
Go to an arcade and go to a shitty Italian restaurant.
That's great.
Go on a date that you would have gone on if you were like 19 or 17.
That is such good advice because that stuff is so fun.
It's really fun. And we even we played some games where we were against each other, but then we played games where we were like on the same team. And it was just like a very fun way to spend $20 and like blow like 45 minutes. And we went to that thing that's kind of like Dave and Buster's that's in Burbank, round one. And it was great.
Yeah.
It was time. And during the day we had gone mini golfing because it was like super nice weather. And we just like stumbled into a high school day date and it was really lovely.
Yeah.
And
Where'd you go to dinner?
We went to this shitty little Italian place. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad. It was very affordable. And they poured way too full a glass of wine for me.
Oh, yeah.
And it was awesome.
To the brim.
It was like way too much. I was like, I'll have like a glass of this Merlot she recommended. It was easily a glass and a half. It was like a lot of wine.
Wow.
But it was great. And they had like tiramisu that was pretty good.
Is it like Buca? Buca de Beppo?
No, it was like a little corner thing that we thought was going to be good. And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't
fine,
good. It wasn't like a nice Italian restaurant. It was like totally fine. And actually what I had was tasty. And it reminded me of like a high school date. Like this would have been the best I could have afforded.
Yeah.
You know, like this would have been like, oh man, $45 for dinner. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I can afford that.
I'd be so fucking worried when I would take a girl to dinner in high school and I have like two $20 bills in my pocket, just hoping to God it doesn't break 50.
You order first.
Yeah.
I'll order based off after you.
You got the steak pasta? Yeah, I'm just going to have the calamari to go, actually.
Actually, yeah.
I'm good. I'm not hungry.
Do you guys still do that deal?
Yeah.
Any deals?
Any deal?
Anything on here that's
Anything
like
you've got?
cheaper than it says it is?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah. Applebee's would also be a good high school date. Just going to a Chili's or something like that. Yeah. But I really think doing some silly activity that everyone else there is going to be in high school is really fun.
Oh, that's really nice. Well, Keith, that brings us to the last segment of our show, a segment we like to call Get Real. Where we force a genuine moment in an effort to learn more about each other and ourselves. Keith's harmonizing. Keith,
it's nice.
We've been around the world together. You've partied in Vegas. We've partied in New York.
Yeah.
We've partied in Australia. Is there a lesson that you feel like you've learned as a business owner, as a boss, over the last 5 years, half a decade of having your new company? Is there a lesson that you're like, that's something that I would tell people about my journey as a businessman and as a boss?
Is there a lesson I've learned being a boss?
Yeah.
I think that, I think small gestures can mean a lot to people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's great when you can find an opportunity to do something nice for someone for no reason other than it'd be nice to do that.
Yeah.
And they'll really appreciate it more than you think they will.
Totally. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I think that that's a good thing to remember. It's like everyone likes little, and I think that actually falls outside of work too.
But I think as a boss, like it definitely applies. But like, even times where like you've brought in donuts.
Yeah, no, totally. Oh my gosh,
it's really nice. It's like someone else thought of me today.
Right. Yeah.
Or if like someone, I even gave Jack the ability to have $100 dumpling budget at work.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
that
I just
fun.
like, just when you think we should have dumplings, you get it.
You get it.
And you have $100 you can spend as often as you think we need them. Just do it. It'll make everyone happy. You get to be the person who brings people joy.
That's right.
And it'll be fun.
Yeah, I love that. No, I think small gestures really go a long way, especially when it's when food or even just like little gifties. I was thinking about the other day, and I was just like, if someone gets me a pen that's like, just nice pen, it makes me feel great. Any sort of little gift like that, I feel good about. Like Sarah will bring me little gifties, or like sometimes I'll bring my friends like, oh, here's like a bag of coffee or something like that. Yeah. Just apropos of nothing, it really like puts a multiplier on the friendship for the week, I feel. Yeah.
Little things, or even like, it can be as small as, I heard this band that you told me about once, finally, and they're really cool.
Right.
And they'll be like, oh, you listened to me when I talked about that band? That was so nice of you. Like, just little things like that, I think I think that's a great nice.
Point. Yeah. And I actually, I often am finding myself wanting to text people out of the blue as a little gift as well. Not that my texts are a gift, but like, I'm thinking of you thing from someone I haven't talked to in several years, I find is really nice. Well, Keith, thank you so much for doing the show.
It was a blast.
I appreciate you coming on down to the...
I hope we helped people.
Keith, we changed lives today. That girl is going to get her dad the grab dad.
I hope she gets the grab dad and wraps them all obnoxiously.
I actually think that a stocking stuffer should be... Everything in the stocking should be wrapped.
Yeah.
I know that's a waste of paper.
Oh, no, I agree.
But I think it's fun to, even if it's like a little mini bottle of alcohol or whatever, opening it like a little paper is really fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Except that like my parents always give my brothers and I like the same things in the stockings. So like
he unwrapped that.
We literally will be like, all right, everybody pick out the thing that feels the same, and we'll just open it at the same time, because otherwise someone will do it. I'm like, and you'll probably like, oh, well, this is my toothbrush.
Yeah.
I haven't opened it yet, but I have a feeling.
That's a toothbrush. Well, Keith, anything to plug on the show?
Yeah, of course. Lou Berger. Check out our off-Broadway show if you're in the Northeast in March, or you're looking for an excuse to go to New York. You can see my show. You can see other shows too. New York's a great place to be. Woo! And I'll be there when it's freezing cold, but hey, it's going to get a little bit warmer every day.
That's right.
So come see it. And otherwise, just the hot sauce is actually a really good gift for dads, uncles, brothers, mothers, aunts. It's weird, and also if you live with them, it's a gift for yourself.
I've been meaning to re-up. I
meant to bring you a 3-pack today, just because I had it by the door and I forgot it. I'll bring you one at work this week. That cool. Light is really giving you.
Yeah, let me tell you something. In case people viewers of the video have noticed, there are two things that are annoying about the studio that I'm fixing, both of them recently. One, the wide camera rolls out. So right now there's no wide camera, right? Rolls out every 30 minutes. These two cameras are shittier than that camera, but they roll forever.
Yeah.
And so I have a new camera on the way. The other thing is, this used to be a garage, so that's a motion sensor light. which is so stupid.
Yeah.
So I am replacing that light fixture, but I have to like flip the breaker to do it, and I just haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Electricians.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
You got to get them in.
You got to
make
get
big
them in.
changes.
Oh, I think I can do.
You have anything to plug?
Yeah, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. Subscribe to the Patreon for bonus episodes and premium episodes.
What else I want to plug?
Yeah.
The Without a Recipe Live, which is a super cool, it's a ticketed event. And I know that maybe that's a hard decision to purchase something, but I want to remind everybody we put out over 225 pieces of free content a year as a company.
That's right.
So, and maybe we're trying to recoup some losses from some traumatic events that maybe had happened this year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it'll be really fun, and I think we're the first company that has ever done a live cooking competition with live voting. I don't think anyone's ever done that before.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So you get to be a part of the first time this has happened ever, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that they were going to be voting on the winner.
Yeah.
That's fucking rad.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
Food Network's never done a live cooking competition with voting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fucking Fox hasn't done it. They all pre-tape and they vote and then they like announce a winner maybe, but they don't do it all as one big live show. So it's cool, and it's going to be hard for us to do.
That's going to be difficult.
So check it out.
Awesome. Anyway, well, check out Keith at Keith Tabs on everything.
On everything.
Check out me. I'm Miles Bond on everything. And until next time, perfection is only a call away.
That was a Headgum podcast.